All right, Michael Yan live in MONGKOK, Hong Kong. You can see the ATMs are still working here. Nothing's vandalized. People are just getting some air conditioning. This is near the front line. You know, I just had it live on Facebook, but we're having audio problems, so we're switching over to YouTube. So please, these are medics and some journalists taking a break. But there was just an arrest not long ago. You saw it on my Facebook account. So let's please share this out and hit like and share it out, because that means that'll help the algorithm in YouTube to share it out. So please make sure to hit like and comment. Say anything in the comments. Say I love you or something like that. Yeah, I love you is nice. That makes me work harder. So here we are at one of the barricades. Actually, I want to show you a change in the barricade structures. We'll have to walk down to the... Matthew, I'm going to walk down. I want to show that change in the barricade structure. Tactics continue. They're building a barricade here, right? And so I want to show you one that's already built down the road. They build these barricades not because they can stop police, but they slow them down, which is very important. I just saw a video that must have been made earlier today. I'll turn this over to Matthew soon, but I'll say a couple things and then because Matthew is a better host actually, but I saw this video about 10 minutes ago of a policeman was arresting someone, and it looked like a young man came up and drop kicked the police like something out of professional wrestling. And did you see that video, Matt?
I didn't.
Oh, you got to see it. It was like medal worthy. It was a total Bruce Lee move. It was unbelievable. Somebody sent it to me. I haven't published it yet because we're out on the street, but I saw it, and then I'll publish it.
I have a collection of those rescue
like
hero
hitting with the shoulder and
the rugby move, using the whole body mass to riot police.
Total rugby. I just want to show this. Let's get under the shade of the rain shade here. Actually, you know, umbrella, that's what umbrella means. It's a umbra, if you look at the Latin word. Like when you look at a shadow, like an umbra in physics, umbra is the part of the shadow that's completely dark. And penumbra, with a P-N on the front, penumbra, is a P-N is that shadow part where it's kind of gray, like this. You see, like it's not all rain and not all. That would be penumbra in physics if you were talking about light. Anyway, side topic. Physics lesson.
Any comments?
So let's see. Yeah, there's comments here. Yeah, you just have to hit them with your finger, and maybe you can scroll up and start answering. But here's. I just wanted to show this sort of new structure on a barricade, as opposed to kind of hobbling them together. It looks like they took some scaffold and assembled it. So here's the barricades. Again, they're not meant to really stop police, but slow them down, because that's the difference between, you know, years in prison and going home and watching it on television and coming back tomorrow. All right, I'm going to turn it over to you. We should get out of the rain, though, because these iPhones are not what they're made up to be. We are going to switch to... by the way, a couple things before I turn it over to Matthew. One is my blog. It's not really a blog, it's a website, but has been nominated as one of the top military blogs in the world, and it's they're voting on it now. So if you can go on my Facebook, and you'll see there's a link to vote on top military blog. And at this rate, it looks like I'm going to win top military blog in the world. I've won that before, I think 2 or 3 times. I don't remember, but I've won it before. It's just been, I became politically a hot button when I went after McChrystal and all that, and two of the generals and that sort of thing. So I became persona non grata among the blogger community, which was fine with me. I wanted nothing to do with the mill blogs anyway. So they didn't even put me in the running anymore, even though I was the one out in the field more than anybody. But it doesn't matter. I wasn't paying attention anyway. But somehow I got added to this running this year, and it looks like I'm in top or second spot at this point. There's some really there are some great mill blogs now. Most of the really crappy ones like Black 5 and all that, either disappeared or nobody pays attention anymore because their bad content and silly analysis have caught up with them. They sounded smart until time passed by and everybody looked back at their old stuff and said, well, they were wrong all the time. So people stopped listening to them. Anyway, I'm going to turn. So a couple things. One is please hit like or leave a comment on YouTube. That'll cause the algorithm to send this out to more people. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, which you can see below the video. Hit subscribe. And then when you hit the subscribe button, a bell will pop up. Click the bell beside subscribe, and then you'll get notifications when I go live. And please also tell your social media that this is where we're live streaming now instead of, we keep having problems with Facebook. And please even leave comments on my Facebook. To do that, I'm gonna turn this over to Matthew. Please vote on my blog. You can go to my Facebook and see that link and make it the #1 mill blog in the world. And so here we go. Matthew, it's all you.
Okay, so everyone, here is Matthew again. And what is right in front of you is a makeshift barricade at a very major junction in MONGKOK. Barricade. So everybody see it? It got disconnected for half a minute. So let's see. If you follow Mike's channel, you probably heard previously that the subway station has been cooperating with the police force. So that's why now protesters is blocking exits of MTR station, so to stop police from coming out. In 30 seconds. So we can hear some distant siren, and they are damaging the traffic light. This is also a very important move. So to slow down the traffic, make sure the police is having difficulty to get close to. And then earlier, just in this area, there was a fist fight as one of the middle-aged man just stupidly decided to take photos of protesters with their faces. So that guy was finished, and his mobile phone was thrown to a manhole. And now right above me, I could hear the helicopter. That's also part of the police force trying to understand how much people are in this area, and then they will decide how much police force they have to deploy to handle this group of people. So if you ever visit Hong Kong, this is another major shopping area, similar to Causeway Bay. So like Tokyo and New York, in Hong Kong, there are a lot of this kind of signage showing all sorts of different advertisements. This one is belonging to Citibank. Yep, you can see the Citibank sign here. And if you start observing who are these people, a lot of them are not really protesters. Or the other way around, if we have no police nearby, then these protesters can continue to have some fun. So you see this bus is stopping here because about 19 minutes ago, when the protesters has blocked this road, the driver of this bus stupidly decided to just charge forward and damaged the barricade, and then eventually stopped it here by protesters. So I feel sorry for the driver because he is not owning the bus. Well, on behalf of Mike, thank you very much for voting for Mike. I don't know how many helicopters they have, but definitely more than one, as Hong Kong police force is very rich. Next year, their budget is talking about 20.7 billion Hong Kong dollar. That is their budget. 20.7 billion Hong Kong dollar. And I particularly want to walk to this corner to show you this exit. Previously, about an hour ago, some protesters set fire here. So the damage is not super serious. From the amount of police force that they are able to gather in the previous attack, I think the protesters can still enjoy or have fun here for the next 60 minutes, I guess. Which means tonight will be a long night. Thank you very much. And honestly, it's my honor to be able or to be allowed to use Mike's channel to let my voice heard by so many people. As a middle-aged pro-democracy protesters, I have been struggling to find a way to contribute. And by luck, I bumped into Mike about a month ago. And then at the beginning of October, 10 days ago, he allowed me to host his channel for one time in Causeway Bay. Yeah, I find that it's a lot more stable on YouTube versus Facebook. Not sure why. So this is another barricade. So nothing really that serious. Just pieces of trash hiding together. This is how they tied it together to form a makeshift structure. So quite a few people are gathering, probably another fist fight. And honestly, I don't know what's going on. So might keep using the term lion bird because in Cantonese, this kind of fist fight is called as xi liu, which means settling something privately. And somehow the two syllables sounds very much like lion and bird. That's why we call it as lion bird. Yeah, we know zip tie are not strong, but that is easy to carry. And the whole idea of setting up those barricades is not to really stop the police, it's just to stall them, allowing protesters to have extra like 15, 30 seconds to escape. So a woman was shouting, suggesting people to disperse instead of concentrating too much on one particular sport. So I'm following instruction or advice and gradually moving backward. For your information, a lot of people are holding umbrella not just because it is raining, but more important is to allow people to conduct their fist fight privately. Actually, the police had been trying to drive through.
喂，你唔好再影啦，大佬！
唔好再影啦嚇，真係唔好再影啦！
你留翻啲記者影好唔好啊？
你直播人數又唔係
係冇影啊喂！
乜撚嘢啫你？
So people are asking me to stop broadcasting, so I'm going to stop it.